Hi guys, this is Victoria. Welcome back to my channel. I'm bringing you today the third vlog from Singapore. In this vlog we are going to visit a lot of sites, starting with the Parliament House, which I didn't intend to visit originally, but the bus went in a different direction than we expected. So I encountered the Parliament House of Singapore, which is a building which was designed to present a contemporary architectural expression of stateliness and authority. The Victoria Theatre and Concert Hall is one of the most recognizable landmarks in Singapore. The heritage building located in the heart of the city's civic district contains a 614-seat theatre and a 673-seat concert hall. The National Gallery of Singapore is a leading visual arts institution which oversees the world's largest public collection of Singapore and Southeast Asian modern art. The gallery aims to provide an understanding and appreciation of art and culture through a variety of media, focusing on Singapore's culture and heritage and its relationship with other Asian cultures and the world. In the daytime, CHIJMES retains a sense of tranquility and harmony, making it a peaceful oasis amid the bustle of the city. At night, its exciting dining and nightlife options spring to life, with buzzing bars that offer live music and restaurants serving up everything from Spanish fare to Indian delicacies. CHIJMES began with one building, the Caldwell House, which was designed by prominent colonial architect George Coleman, who also designed the Old Parliament House of Singapore, and it was the home for a senior magistrate's clerk. The property was bought over in 1853 in addition to surrounding parcels of land for the purpose of building a girls' school. Singapore's St. Nicholas Girls' School was established within this compound, alongside an orphanage for children and a boarding house. Other structures slowly sprang up around Caldwell House, most notably a grand Anglo-French Gothic chapel in 1904, one of the most elaborate places of worship in Singapore today. Raffles Hotel is a British colonial-style luxury hotel in Singapore. It was established by Armenian hoteliers, the Sarkis brothers, in 1887. The hotel was named after British statesman Sir Thomas Stamford Raffles, the founder of modern Singapore. Young people frequent the shop houses along this lane for the independent stores and cafes. Haji Lane got its name because of the businesses here. There were many Arab pilgrim brokers who would arrange the Hajj for Muslims in Singapore and from the nearby islands. The shop houses of Haji Lane were most commonly used as lodges for Hajj pilgrims whilst on their journeys during the period between the 1800s and 1960s. During their stay, the pilgrims would work close by as hawkers in order to save enough money to continue the rest of their journeys. This unique place is home to eclectic bars and cafes, independent boutiques where you can find young Asian designers, handmade jewelry, and stylish home accessories. Its charming Peranakan architecture with colorful adjacent buildings, carefully preserved vintage letterboxes, and wooden window shutters is a truly romantic picture of the old world. Haji Lane is part of the culturally rich Kampong Glam heritage trail called Arab Street, which is surrounded by brightly colored fabrics and textiles, hand-knotted Persian rugs, and aromatic Arab teas. It is Singapore's Muslim quarter. Its heart is the Masjid Sultan Mosque, with a history that reaches back 200 years. It is considered the national mosque of Singapore currently. Arab Street is also an area of indie boutique, restored shop houses, and street arts, which are not very common sight in Singapore. The building walls in the area feature some of the best street art you will ever come across. From Haji Lane, I walked over to the Cat Café in Bugis, which is another area in Singapore. The Cat Café has two sites or two venues in Singapore. One is in Bugis, which is their very first shop in the city, and it is a home to 15 cats with age ranging from 8 to 15 plus, so the cats are senior, generally calmer around humans. While there is another location, the Rail Mall, which is their second venue, where the cats are age ranging from 3 to 6 plus, so the cats are younger, generally more playful and active. I went to the Cat Cafe without a reservation, but I do recommend you to make a reservation in advance. Generally, they have 2-hour slots for visits, but they didn't have a 2-hour slot available for me. However, they were flexible enough to provide me with a 1-hour slot for half price. So 2 hours are 18 Singaporean dollars, and you get a complimentary canned drink included with the 18, or you can upgrade to a coffee or hot beverage, but you would have to pay extra for that. And I paid 9 Singaporean dollars for 1 hour, including a drink. And just to note that if you only have a foreign debit card or credit card, you probably will need to pay cash, or it was cash only. I'm not sure exactly, I don't remember exactly what happened, because in different places I had issues with paying with my debit card, which was a European issued debit card. So in many cases I would have needed cash, and in this cafe as well they requested me to pay cash, but I didn't have cash. But luckily they also accepted Grab payments, so I used my Grab application that I already mentioned in my first Singapore video, that it is a very useful app, not only to grab rides like Uber, but also to make payments. So here I could just top up my Grab application and pay through this 9 Singaporean dollars. In the late afternoon, early evening, I also went to the Botanic Garden of Singapore. The idea of a national garden started in 1822 when Sir Stamford Raffles, the founder of modern Singapore, and the keen naturalist developed the first botanical and experimental garden at Fort Canning. It was only in 1859 that the gardens at its present site was founded and laid out. In the early years, the gardens played an important role in fostering agricultural development in Singapore and the region through collecting, growing, experimenting, and distributing potentially useful plants. One of the earliest and most important successes was the introduction, experimentation, and promotion of para rubber. This became a major crop that brought great prosperity to Southeast Asian region in the early 20th century. From 1928, the garden spearheaded orchid breeding and started its orchid hybridization program. Orchids have been closely associated with the gardens. The products of the garden's orchid breeding program deserve a place where they can be displayed in their full splendor. The very design of these orchids is, one could say, handcrafted by the garden's horticultural staff, dedicated to bringing out the finest in any hybrid cross. The orchid garden has over 1,000 species and 2,000 hybrids on display, but there is an entry fee of 15 Singaporean dollars for foreign visitors to enter the orchid garden. The Botanic Garden has been inscribed as the UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2015. The gardens is the first and only tropical botanic garden on the UNESCO's World Heritage List, and it is the first in Asia. The ginger garden displays several hundred species of gingers and other plants from related families, with a walk behind the waterfall, romantic night lighting, and a pool adorned with giant Amazon water lilies. The ginger garden has been divided into special zones where one can find gingers organized by their regions of origin. The Swan Lake is a home to numerous species of aquatic plants and fishes, and is named as such because of a pair of beautiful mute swans from Amsterdam that glide gracefully across the lake. And in the evening I went to the Paper Rice Vietnamese restaurant and had a pho. Sorry for the pronunciation, maybe it is not correct. And yeah, the servers were replaced by robots here, and I got my iced tea from this little guy, and later on also my food. Thank you very much for watching the third episode of my Singapore vlogs, and there will be one more episode coming up in the next week, so make sure to subscribe and like this video if you would like to support me. Until next week, goodbye.